28 degrees across the capital, and we're getting across all the latest bird news on 2CC with Neil Hermes, because he provides the most comprehensive coverage of bird activity, and we demand only the best. So we go to a bloke with 50 years experience. He joins us on the line. Good morning, Neil. Hello, Neil.
Josh, how you going? Good morning.
Very well. How are you?
I am very well. And you know what? You're one of your call team. You just announced your call team.
Yes.
Joe Prevedello.
Yeah,
He's a bit of a bird watcher. Did you know that?
I did. I knew that you two were friends, but no, I didn't know that he was a bird watcher.
He's a bit of a birder. He's learned a bit of birding, so, you know, it's good to hear him there at work at 2CC on the call team, but also great to go out bird watching with him occasionally, as I do.
Very good. Now, I didn't know this either, but the red goshawk was once upon a time the grand poobah of the skies, but today it's unlikely you'll find any in, say, New South Wales, for example, because they're thought to be extinct. Now, how was this mighty bird dropped in such numbers, Neil?
Well, that's the question that researchers are looking at right at this moment. The red goshawk is the largest goshawk we have in Australia, and it's a spectacular bird. It's a bit bigger than a white cockatoo, about the size of a yellowtail black for the people who know cockies around Canberra. So it's quite a large predatory bird. It's our largest goshawk, a brilliant sort of crimsony, a sort of red-coloured bird, but sadly, yes, very, very rare now south of the tropics, probably extinct in New South Wales, and its big stronghold is in tropical Australia, in the Tiwi Islands, Cape York, and through Arnhem Land. Right.
Okay. So, right. So
Josh, the reason that the bird is endangered, or is very rare today, and probably should be declared endangered, is the fragmentation of its habitats right across northern Australia. It used to occur all the way down to Sydney, but it's just disappeared, and we really don't know why the fragmentation of the habitat has really caused this bird to become so rare. And the calls now are that it is so rare it should be declared endangered, and we should be looking at what the fine details of why it's now rare. We should be doing the research now before it becomes even rarer.
Very good. Okay, so unfortunately the goshawk is, or the red goshawk specifically, is it just the red goshawk, or are there other goshawks, or is it goshawks in general?
There are many goshawks. We have goshawks in Canberra. They're quite a common bird. Right. Goshawks are a bird-eating bird. The red goshawk likes to eat things like kookaburras, for example. Oh. That's how big it is. Oh. So goshawks are a type of hawk that prefer to eat other birds, and we do have goshawks, quite a number of brown goshawks in the ACT.
Right.
So it's a bird that we regularly see, but the red goshawk, sadly, only in tropical Australia now.
Right, so a case of bird eat bird by the sound of it. Now, it looks like sporting grounds, crops and building fittings are again under attack with cockatoos and corellas. They're filling the skies, which I'm sure is making farmers and councils across Australia very happy. Neil, are birds in these numbers a pest, or is there some other explanation? Because some are saying they're not a pest, aren't they?
Well, yes. We did a little story a couple of weeks ago with Tatjana about a problem they've got down at Mount Gambier, and I was actually talking to the council about their problem this week, where the long-billed corellas are actually eating up the artificial turf on their hockey fields. Now, this artificial turf, of course, is extremely expensive to lay down. They're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage. And white cockatoos, little corellas, long-billed corellas, they now number in the millions across southern Australia. And if they do take a fancy to things that are, like stripping light fittings or attacking timber frames around buildings or whatever, they can do a huge amount of damage.
Oh, for sure.
Now, the question is, and they're all protected birds. They are all native birds. So the council, the wildlife officials will give permissions to councils and others to disturb the birds, to move them on from places. They're very loath to actually give permits for animals to be shot or removed in other ways. But look, are birds that are in large numbers? I mean, we don't complain about the fact that we have millions of magpies in the ACT, for example, or talk about plague numbers of magpies. They're a bird that we like to have about. We like to enjoy. So the idea that a bird just because it causes some sort of damages, some sort of plague animal, is a sort of strange sort of idea, if you like. And I think we just have to accept the fact that we share the planet with large numbers of other animals, and sometimes they cause us issues, and then we have to try and work out ways of managing that in the appropriate places. Using the words like plague is an interesting concept to refer to large groups of white cockatoos, for example.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't agree more, actually. Yeah, we do have to share the planet with them, and occasionally, not just birds either. I mean, other species can just grow to be fairly annoying, but that doesn't necessarily make them a pest. It's just part of the circle of life.
That's right. And Rod, lots of people around Joss, lots of birds around Canberra, like the coals, annoy people, but we don't talk about them being in plague proportions or call for anything to be done. So I think we all do, we accept these things.
No, couldn't agree more. And just a reminder that Neil is taking your calls on 6255 1206. Ornithology is the game, and this is Canberra Weekender. More in a moment.